John and I adopted 3 deaf children. We currently have 3 deaf sons, ages 26, 24, and 18. Their names are Chris, Jim, and Jason. And each one of them has a unique story. Our youngest son, for example, Jason, is actually what we call our number 1 son because he has been with us the longest. Jason was 3 years old when we adopted him, and how we learned about him was a great story. It happened that one Sunday afternoon in January, back in 1986, we received a call from a friend of mine from Long Island who used to interpret in a church there on Long Island. And Mary called us and said, "How would you like to adopt a deaf child?" We laughed because we actually had been wanting to adopt deaf children even before we had ever gotten married. We had talked about it, but we had never shared with anybody about that. That was our secret plan that we wanted to do. So, needless to say, we were thrilled at the possibility, and we made a contact with the person who was trying to find a home for Jason. Jason was born in Bogota, Colombia, in South America. He was given up at birth and stayed in a hospital area for a number of months. And finally, a couple from the United States flew down to South America to bring him home and adopt him in the States. When they did this, later on they found out that he was deaf. And after having him for about a year and a half, they decided that he needed to have a family who could give him more support. So this was how he became available for adoption again. Jason came on board when he was 3 years old. At that time, he had no communication skills at all. He did not know sign language. He was profoundly deaf. And yet he was the cutest boy you had ever seen. And it took him approximately 3 years to begin developing sign communication. Part of that had to do with the fact that he had an additional disability. That disability is called pervasive developmental disorder, and we did not know that when we first adopted him. PDD is a form of autism, and that often impacts a child in how they learn language.
Okay, go ahead and give your partner feedback.